Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're here to take a look at Halo 4. So yeah, 343 Industries, they ran Halo straight into the ground, but what they were able to accomplish with Halo 4 was actually something worth playing. I gotta tell you, this is a game that is actually pretty good. I finished it for the first time since 2013, like a couple days ago, and it holds up. Halo 5 I never played, and Halo Infinite, while not a good game, is at least playable. I think I'd go as far to say that maybe there's like no really terrible Halo game, that they're all at least functional. It's the spin-off of the game of that guy from Fortnite. Ugh. The worst part is, part of my Master Chief costume was originally going to be that Fortnite shotgun, because it was made out of rubber, but I was thankfully able to find a rubber MA5B for cheap. And hello everyone, and yeah, it's not aliens, it's not a war crime, it's aliens. So yeah, we're of course playing the Master Chief version, and yes, Cortana is very thick in this game. So with that, let's get started, because I got a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. And it starts up with a pretty nice cutscene. It's a pretty neat one, but it really annoys me for a variety of reasons. Also, I got to talk about that new Master Chief suit as well. Okay, for one, they didn't live like that. They lived in a standard barracks, so this is not canonical.
Tell me about the children. Dr. Halsey.
You already know everything.
You kidnapped them.
She was doing that on government orders, so there's no reason for them to say that this is all political. Not only did she not believe that, she wouldn't have done it for that reason anyway, and also that armor is anachronistic as well.
And because of our success, when the Covenant invaded, we were ready.
See, 343 pissed people off with this cutscene, even though it looks really good.
For your own favor, and you know it. You developed the Spartans to crush human rebellion, not to fight the Covenant.
When one human world after another fell, when my Spartans were all that stood between...
The elites are also wrong. They never deployed like that either.
Was concerned about why they were originally built.
They didn't have energy shields until the very end of the war.
My work saved the human race.
Now, she's not wrong about that.
Do you think the Spartans' lack of basic humanity helped?
Also, they didn't lack basic humanity at any time, especially in the novels.
Before you were naval intelligence, but you're something else.
Records show Spartans routinely exhibited mildly social...
They never had that. They always helped civilians. Master Chief would not be moping like that.
Efficient behavior operating in hazardous situations. I supplied the tools to maintain that efficiency.
Once again, he wouldn't have had that armor.
The Master Chief succeeded because he was, at his core, broken.
No, he wasn't broken.
What does John have to do with this?
And yes, I am some kind of nerd.
The Master Chief is dead.
His file reads missing in action.
Catherine. Spartans never die.
What's weird is they actually,
Spartans as military
they keep
hardware.
close to continuity in some places, but then,
Spartans are humanity's next step.
for one reason, she never believed that, because they can't be the next step anyway, because it's all artificial augmentations. You can't pass that on. You can't inherit, like, ceramic bones. It doesn't work that way. So Bungie went on after Halo Reach to do Destiny. Also, they changed the art style of the Forward Unto Dawn to looking really shit. Like, it is a completely crap design. So, 343 pissed people off with a number of retcons, although they stayed true to canon in really weird ways. Like, they actually cared about the canon, but they also messed it up. I don't understand it. They changed the Forward Unto Dawn to be way bigger than it was. They changed the Master Chief's armor, which I actually like that armor. I like that armor a lot. I don't know. I might get a Spartan GF. I don't know. I don't know if Destiny's any good. I never actually played it. That's a MMO, and I don't like MMOs. I tried playing Elder Scrolls Online, and it was perfectly alright. So yeah, that cutscene alone pissed people off, and it has nothing to do with this game at all. It's there literally just to set up Spartan Ops, which is a multiplayer thing, which I played a little bit of, but it was sort of meh. But once you get past that Halsey, like, cannon break, the rest of the game is pretty great. This follows 3 novels called the Halo Cryptum series, which is some kind of a hard science fiction thing. I read the first book and was bored to tears by it. And yeah, Cortana is super thick. This game came out in 2013 before the Great Awakening, so she could actually look like a woman. Whereas today, she, yeah. They didn't ruin Cortana too bad in the later Halo games, though. But they did put more clothes on her, though, and made her a little more androgynous. Exactly. What is a woman these days? We don't know. A non-man. I'm not even joking, but we're not going to get too political yet. The music in this game is also not that great compared to the previous Halo games. Yeah, but the Spartans wouldn't turn on humanity because they actually care about humanity. These are still human beings. Space Marines in 40K are a bunch of indoctrinated psychopaths. Now, some of them can be good, but they're definitely rare compared to what a Spartan is.
You've been out for a while.
Where are we?
We're still adrift on the Dawn.
Why did you wake me?
Hang on.
Because you needed me. She was horny. I mean, never mind.
I rewrote your suit's firmware while you were out.
You've been busy.
So Chief talks a lot more in this, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Master Chief is not a robot. He's a human being, especially if you read the books. All right, we got to be sure to look up and look down. She uses the bumper buttons, which is always kind of weird. It used to be X.
Seems like old times.
Oh my god, and she's got short hair, which I always thought was pretty sexy.
Thought you'd never ask.
So,
Got intrusion alerts.
Master Chief has some new armor. Rewriting firmware doesn't do that, but whatever. I like it because it's sort of a mixture of Mjolnir 5 and 6.
Wouldn't bet on it.
And so yeah, that's the Forward Unto Dawn. It looks like crap. It's just this black, or not black, but it's this gray chunk of metal, whereas the original design actually looks pretty unique. Now, the overall art style isn't bad, and this is still the recognizable Halo, you know, combat rifle, except instead of having 60 rounds, it has 32, which makes more sense. Quad stack mags are notoriously unreliable.
Somebody should have found us by now.
Yeah, the salamanders are usually not too bad, but yeah, they did burn up some Eldars, which is pretty bad. But, you know, that's kind of to be expected.
Sensor scan, high intensity. Just
See, Spartans are nothing like Space Marines. Spartans are actually still human beings at their core. They're basically just regular guys, just with super soldier stuff. It's one of those things that people don't know unless you actually read the books.
because some areas might have lost pressure.
People hated this too, where they had like these context-sensitive stuff. But once again, I didn't mind this because it was something different. This is the least of this game's problems. This is really the least of this game's problems. And even then, this game doesn't have the same problems that you know, a lot of post-sequels have.
So bad.
Really, the Forward Unto Dawn shouldn't have deteriorated at all after 4 years because you're in space. And we're gonna smack that elite in the face. Now that's a bit non-canonical because Chief shouldn't be quite that strong.
Not alone. We should be careful.
But whatever, it's fine. I can deal with it. Master Chief is not really a robot, though. He's got cybernetic enhancements, but he's still fully human. He could get nasty in the pasty if he wanted to, but he's too busy trying to not die. See, the thing about Spartans is they never get a chance to really be that human, because immediately after they're created, they're like 14 years old, right? And that's when the Covenant invade and literally start genociding humanity. They literally don't have a chance to, like, chill out or wind down. Like, Master Chief is more than his armor. And, like, when you play a Halo game, you don't really see the armor, because Steve Downes, the voice of Master Chief, does such a good job that it's just kind of, just kind of goes away. Master Chief would win just because he's about 600 years more advanced than RoboCop. Robert Kopp is from the 1980s. Master Chief is from the 26th century. 343 would become terrible, but I think this game is still worth playing. I think it holds up pretty well. What a pretty evil way. The Republic and the Separatists are kind of interesting because the Separatists actually act a lot more evil than the Republic. And the clone troopers, yeah, they were treated like shit. But it wasn't really the Jedi's fault.
Maybe they haven't recognized us.
And yeah, Cortana's hair in this is pretty sick.
That's one possibility. Landing craft flanking us.
So the Forward Unto Dawn gets a bit of a buff. Because even if that ship's shields are down, that should not be able to destroy that. Yeah, definitely read the Republic Commando books because they cover all that sweet clone goodness. Those are some of my favorite books of all time. So Halo as a franchise is one that I really like, but one of the things I've started to really look at is how much of a franchise do I like? So like with Halo, I like the first 4 books and these 4 games, but other than that, I'm not a big fan of much of anything else. Just because most of everything else is not that well written. Halo Reach isn't a bad game, but it retcons too much of the story. Star Wars, I think, is the most consistent franchise. Like, the 3 movies are great. Most of the books are pretty great until, you know, 2014. And most of the stuff that happens in Star Wars is actually pretty smart. Halo was a smart franchise at one point. You read the first 4 books, and they're really, really good. Like, the characters are actually smart. The factions are actually smart. RoboCop is too slow, and he doesn't really have the same level of super strength as Master Chief does. Also, Master Chief is older at this point. If we have, like, Master Chief from right now, Master Chief is older than Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy, I think, is, like, in his early 30s, whereas Master Chief is in his late 40s, so he has more skills than RoboCop would have. And also, RoboCop's a cop, whereas Master Chief is, you know, an actual trained military combatant. Did I get stuck? I'm blaming the chat. So, if you jumped into Halo 4, you'd probably have no idea what's going on, but Halo's good in that it's able to kind of explain to the newcomer, like, what's happening pretty quick. Now, Silverwings, I actually do agree to a point. I've warmed up to Halo 2 a bit more. But yeah, Halo 2 is probably the least good of the true Halo trilogy. Halo 1 is definitely a masterpiece, to say the least. Halo 3 does indeed come close, but Halo 2 is not that awful. It's just completely unfinished, because Micro Shaft was rushing them. Halo 4 here doesn't feel unfinished. It doesn't feel as good as Halo 3, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. So why is the art style change for Halo 4 and 5? Yeah, the art style change was not that great. Not that great at all. I like the Master Chief armor. I like it a lot, just because it's a nice mixture of the first Halo armor and the second. And yeah, 4 is not the best, but you gotta think about it though. Like, imagine a franchise ends with Halo 3, and then now they gotta make another one. This is not that offensive.
These covenants seem more fanatical.
Inhibitor chip idea. No, that's stupid. The inhibitor chip idea is so stupid for Star Wars. It basically takes away everything that makes the whole clone thing a dramatic thing. And it also kind of, it's a child's mindset, you know? It's like, no one would ever hurt people if they're their friends. No, most clones never even saw a Jedi. And you gotta remember, they don't know Jedi. They see them like waving their little laser stick around and that's it. And so if they are told to blow up Jedi, it's like, well, they're gonna do it. It made a lot more sense and it was written from an adult's perspective back in the good old days. The inhibitor chip thing is like, it's the magic computer chip that did it. They're still goody guys. It's like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. And there would also be clones that would hate Jedi as well. They weren't stupid. Say a brute, yeah. It's just one of those things that they made Star Wars a franchise for children instead of a franchise for both young adults and regular adults. The kids could get could enjoy the space combat and like the lightsaber fights, and then as they got older, they could see the more intelligent subtext behind it all. But the inhibitor chips was the dumbest thing ever. I don't consider it canonical in any way. Same way with the stupid retcons to the Mandalorians. At least Halo here didn't get too many retcons as time went on. You know, like they hated on Dr. Halsey, but that was really about it. Really, it's kind of amazing just how consistent Halo was in its prime and today. Now, I really hated Halo 2 for a lot of the retcons it did, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Like, Bungie took Halo seriously, as did the fans.
To your left, out of the airlocks.
Oh yeah, younglings.
Launch for ignition. It's nothing. Just get to the launch station.
Commander Cody would have just followed orders, because that's just kind of what troops do to a certain extent.
You need to find the missile.
And besides, he didn't have all the information, and so, yeah. And it's also the implication that Palps was able to mind control the clones to a certain extent as well. And also, at the time, there had not been that shit-tier Clone Wars animated series. So, Cody would have just been, you know, a professional friend, I guess, of Obi-Wan's. Oh yeah, there was also a Halo TV series that was absolute shit. Master Cheeks. I think I mentioned this in another stream, but like Gramps tried to watch it and fell asleep halfway through the first episode. So yeah, it was terrible in just about every conceivable way. I recommend looking up the Master Cheeks YouTube channel, where the guy uses a AI voice generator to review the Halo TV series. It's hilarious. It also puts out some shit posts that are pretty funny. Master Cheeks. The reason why Master Cheeks is a thing is because you see Master Chief's, you see the actor playing Master Chief, you see his ass. It's like, really? Master Chief is like this noble Captain America kind of figure, and they have you see his nude ass. It's like, that's something that no one asked for and no one wanted. It was disgusting, to say the least. The animated Halo stuff is mostly terrible. I know people like the Halo Legends, I think it was. I hated it. That Needler, watch that Needler fly. Actually, I got the battle rifle. I did not like this battle rifle. I think it's got too much techno crap on it. Also, they changed the Jackal's shield arm a little bit. Hated Ewoks even as a kid. Yes, Ewoks were pretty dumb, but they kind of grew on me as time went on. And you know, when the little Ewok is like sad that his buddy died, that kind of hit me in the feels as an adult. Now, some clones could break free from that conditioning, but I like the idea that most of them were conditioned, and it took like exceptional clones to break free of that. That made it much more dramatic and much more, it hit differently. Oh yeah, Rooster Teeth, Red versus Blue. I never watched it. That was never something I was that interested in. I mean, I appreciate what they were able to do, the whole machinima thing, but that was never the kind of comedy that I personally liked. Yeah, this music is not very good. I'm just gonna straight up say the music in this game is very generic. Like, it could come from, anybody could have wrote it. Whereas Marty O'Donnell did an amazing job.
Launch initiated.
When you reload the knees, it looks like he's sneezing. I did not see that. Now, like, you could see Master Chief's face late in the series. You could do that. Because, like, we know what he looks like from the book. You know, it's just a regular guy with very, very pale skin. There's actually a fanfic that puts Master Chief in D&D, and everybody thinks he's a vampire. So, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's the thing. Modern soundtracks all have that Batman Begins style. You know, that what is that guy's name? Hans Zimmer. Everybody has to rip off Hans Zimmer for whatever reason. I am so dead because I'm completely out of ammo. Let's see. Do I have anything? Is there a way I can get any ammo anywhere? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Nope, that's nothing. One of the things I loved about early Halo is the Covenant actually seemed like a legitimate threat. Like, they were completely unstoppable. Like, humanity didn't even know how to reload plasma. Like, it was cool. But, you know, then they kind of became jokes in Halo Infinite. I am dead because I have no ammo at all. Come on, game. Give me some... Well, whatever. 100,000,000% optional? Huh. Let's see. Redhead. Redhead chicks are hot.
The blast door's jammed. The missile won't fire until it's cleared. Get down there.
And yeah, Mass Effect was really good with its soundtrack. That Mass Effect main theme, the Virgil theme, was really kick-ass. See, now the clones weren't, like, taught to just, like, kill Jedi. They were taught to follow orders. So, in the event of Order 66, you do this. I don't think anyone planned... I don't think the clones just outright were like, let's kill Jedi. It was just like, well, the Jedi are rebelling. We gotta fight, so there you go. There's no way that one missile could do that, but whatever. So making a Master Chief costume, that Chief costume right there took me like over a year to finally get right. Because the design isn't bad, but there's a lot of just empty space, which doesn't look bad in the game, but looks like shit in real life. Well, I got completely eradicated. Your journey ends. But looks like shit in real life. What's weird about the Master Chief armor right here is, if you look, Master Chief's dick plate is attached to his stomach, and he's got some really uncomfortable looking thing that's like covered his dick. I don't know why you design it like that, and it looks really uncomfortable. No other cosplayer does that, because I'm sure it just crushes the balls like you wouldn't believe. So what I did is I took that crotch plate and actually put it, you know, on the crotch, and then filled that extra area with a weight belt and a utility belt, along with some ammo pouches. And it actually looks pretty good, finally. Finally. Used like 3 different belts. Took forever. I've not played any of the Ace Combat games, though. I think, actually, no, I played one, but never finished it. Just keep me pointed. Now, this is apparently Steve Downes' favorite Halo game, because he actually gets dialogue. And I don't blame him for that.
We're almost there.
Blast him! Just smack him. Now, really, my problem with Master Chief post Halo 1 is that they turned him too much of a superhero. Because really, he shouldn't be able to survive this fall. So it'd be better just to let him get to a lifeboat instead of him falling from orbit again. Like, that happened in one of the books, but most of the Spartans that tried to do that died, and they got really lucky that they didn't when they tried it. Or the ones that didn't die got really lucky. Because, like, Chief hitting it at that speed, he's dead. He is fucking dead. But whatever. Oh, yeah, well, the prophets are not actually the leaders, and, like, humanity is technically being ruled by AIs. That's just bullshit. Yeah, Master Chief is not a superhero. He's just a guy in an awesome super suit. So falling from orbit is just... He shouldn't have done it in 3. He shouldn't have. They just went too far. When it was grounded, it was awesome. Because you got to consider, every single piece of Master Chief's body has to be super strong in order for him to not die or break any bones. So those got to be some really good gloves. Otherwise his hands would be broken. But yeah, I love that suit though. It looks really good once you fix it. So basically Cortana has space Alzheimer's at this point.
Something was wrong even before we left the Dawn.
Chief, really, I'm fine.
Cortana.
I was put into service 8 years ago.
Now see, this 100% canonical. 100%. I don't know why they got this right, but got so much other stuff wrong.
Halsey.
Chief,
We need to find Halsey.
Chief, please.
She made you. She can fix you.
I won't recover from rampancy, Chief.
If we can just get back to Earth and find Halsey, she can fix this.
I'm not sure Chief would actually say that. It's very emotional, but I'm not sure he would say that because he would know that wouldn't actually work.
Doesn't look like the Covenant fared much better than we did.
Yeah, like that's the sad part because Master Chief really did get a lot of plot armor.
We still need a ride home.
In the original novels, man, he had to earn everything. Like he almost died from one flood spore, and was barely saved by Cortana, like overloading the shield generator on his armor. But like, yeah, the whole fall from orbit thing is kind of crap because that kind of implies that like, shouldn't he be impenetrable to everything? And I get that like armor lockdown and stuff like that, but slamming into the ground at terminal velocity, can that would plasma really burn through that? I don't know. And yeah, in more adult stories, yeah, everything is done on purpose. Like everything we do in life is sort of done on purpose, except for certain accidents and stuff like that. But here's the thing: with the clone trooper thing, you would never implement something like an inhibitor chip because you can't track if it actually works or not. And if it breaks or somebody finds it, you're fucked. Whereas like military conditioning is like, well, you follow your orders. That is more realistic and more likely to work than some sort of piece of technology that cannot. And yeah, Cortana did get a lot of Rule 34. So when this game came out, there was a lot of rumors going around that like Cortana might die. That's not a spoiler. That's a game. This game is like over 10 years old now. Yeah. But there's that Cortana might die, or there'll be a human Cortana. Nobody had any idea that they would turn Cortana into a villain in the very next game, and then completely jettison the plot for Halo Infinite, and then show up with the Banish that they pulled straight out of their ass for Halo Wars 2. Batman survived re-entry? That's pretty crap.
About my condition, I didn't want to mention it, seeing as how it's a complete long shot, but since you brought it up, it is possible that getting home could help me find a solution for my rampancy.
How?
Well, as far as I know, I'm the only AI ever generated from living tissue.
Oh man, what they did to Cortana and Dr. Halsey in the Halo show. So like Cortana said there, that would have made for a great plot, but this came out in 2013 and everything was getting way darker than it should be. What they could have done, I think, that would have made Halo a little bit better, it's like, okay, let's say that they do get Cortana back there, but she can't be an AI anymore, and so they clone her a body, and then she basically becomes like a co-op character in Halo 5. That'd have been awesome. People would have loved that. So in the Halo TV show, they kind of stuck to that continuity, but made it disgusting. So in the book, they cloned Dr. Halsey's brain to make Cortana. That makes sense. In the TV show, they clone Dr. Halsey entirely and then murder her, the clone that is, to make the to make Cortana. Also, Cortana in the game here can't take control of Chief's suit. In the game, guess what or in the movie or the show, guess what she does? Install PCSX2. Well, I mean, you got to consider that PCSX2 is running some high-level stuff, so you don't need that high level of a PC. You could buy an old, like, corporate PC, put in a fairly mid-tier graphics card, and you could run it pretty well. Or if you want to just do the even cheaper option, just get a Steam Deck. Because Steam Deck runs the PCSX2 emulator pretty well. I'm going to do a video on that next month. Well, not on PCSX2, but on the Steam Deck, and showing what it can do. Because the Steam Deck can even run Dolphin, and so with Dolphin, you can actually run Rogue Squadron now, or Rogue Leader now, on the Steam Deck. It's beautiful. The Steam Deck can run Crysis, and it runs it pretty well. Not as well as like a real PC, but it runs pretty good on there. And yeah, Punisher is pretty great. It's definitely hardcore because, like, you actually end up torturing criminals for information. Like, yeah, that's not going to happen in a Punisher game these days. In the PS2 version, it actually gets censored. Any 360 game to run natively on PC? I need to look that up because, yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I mean, most of those 360 games have PC versions anyway. Yeah, laptops are notoriously underpowered. Unless like you get like an actual gaming laptop. Because I actually have a gaming laptop. Got it for cheap because it had a broken D key. Not gonna be getting any D from that, are we? But runs classic games pretty well, which is really all I wanted it for. And it runs Fallout New Vegas, which is really what I wanted to play on there.
Chief, several patrols just reported in outside that structure over the ridge. It's possible they're onto something.
Is the cave a natural formation, Cortana? Sub 20 FPS, yeah, I remember that. Because there was a time when my computer was pretty basic. Mainly because I had no money and even less sense at the time. I'm going to say something that's going to be kind of controversial. I prefer Halo 4 to Doom 2016. I'm just going to say it. I prefer Halo 4 to that game. Because in this game, it's a first-person shooter. Whereas Doom 2016 is, you know, kind of a beat-em-up more than anything else. Oh, they so nerfed the pistol in every game. In every game after Halo 1. Although weirdly enough, in one of the books, they mentioned like the pistol was going to be even better. Angry German kid playing Unreal. Oh, the old memes. Back when you had to like have at least some technical skill to get on the internet. Yeah, so I recently read a Halo fanfic called Halo Art of War. It was alright. It was okay. It had a lot of the cool technical stuff that I really enjoy, but man, like you think Master Chief here is a Mary Sue, which he really isn't. Man, that fanfic had so many Mary Sues. Oh man, it was bad. I actually almost finished it, but then I learned that like it didn't actually have an ending, and it's like, fuck that. I hate it when fanfics don't have an ending. It's the fanfic basically is what if the Covenant didn't find the planet Reach from Halo 1. When the Covenant find that planet, like, humanity is basically almost destroyed. The big problem with the fanfic was he created his own squad of Spartans, and they were all like, man, what the hell killed me? Oh, thank God they're getting rid of the glory kills in Doom Eternal. I mean, that's gonna make me actually have to install my new processor that I've had for months. I've been too lazy to do it. It's like when you got like a weekend, you don't want to have to do work on the weekend. It would take me like an hour to install that processor, but that's an hour I could use on something else. Like chilling, you know? And yeah, the pistol in Halo 1 is supposed to be like 50 caliber. which is pretty crazy. It's supposed to have like some kind of recoil dampening technology. And this rifle we got here is supposed to be 7.62 by 5.1 or 308. It's got like explosive tip. Blows them up good. Although weirdly enough, like in the first book, like Eric Nyland, the writer of Halo Fall of Reach, he didn't really know his guns that well, so the calibers are a little off, but eh. It was the early 2000s, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, Sega is a lot better than Nintendo when it comes to emulation. Nintendo is pretty annoying about that. Because they still want to make money off of 40-year-old games. Instead of making stuff new, I guess. Smacky, smacky! Now, there's been a lot of retcons for, like, some of the lesser Covenant species. Like, originally the jackals were like half-feral monsters, and the grunts here were like basically cannibals. But then later they got retconned into being smart, being able to like learn different languages. Like in the very first Halo book, which I got a video coming out on, like the grunts would like literally just tear people apart and eat them, which I'm not sure they'd be able to do because of biochemistry, but whatever. Graphics card versus literally anything else? Yep. Personally, even if Nintendo did sell those games, I much prefer media preservation because, you know, you can just, well, have them whenever you want them. Pack of 3 Halo books. But which Halo books? Because after Ghosts of Onyx, oh man, they're bad. Actually, I take that back. Some of them are alright, but like the writing quality, straight to the floor. It's kind of sad, really. We never got a Halo Halo 2 or 3 novelization. And then Karen Traviss, man! My Karen! You know, Karen Traviss, who made The Mandalorians, when she started writing Halo books, they were terrible. They were horrible. I think she's the one behind the whole Dr. Halsey hate. Which, you know what? I can get it. I can get why Karen Traviss would hate him, because... I like how we can just add that to this system. Oh, the OG ones from the 2000s? Yeah, read them. They're great. I don't know if Master... Well, the thing is, Master Chief and Doomslayer wouldn't fight. Because Master Chief isn't stupid and neither is Doomslayer. Like, what reason would they have to fight? I mean, Doomslayer obviously knows that Master Chief isn't a demon. And Doomslayer can talk. He just doesn't have anyone to talk to. So if they were to meet up, they would actually talk. Now, it might just be very terse, but they wouldn't actually, like, hate each other, because their goal is exactly the same: defend humanity. One defends humanity from demons, the other defends humanity from aliens. Their jobs are virtually the same, you know? Exactly. These protagonists aren't stupid. Now, all the villains would fight each other because they're crazy or selfish and all the rest. And really, you know, and Doomslayer could obviously tell that Master Chief is just a regular guy. He can sense that, you know, and he wouldn't believe. And besides, Doomslayer wouldn't believe the Covenant anyway. It's like this obviously evil brute saying Master Chief's a demon. It's like, I trust you, brute man, with all like the skulls on you and the severed heads hanging off of your belt. When I see a guy with a severed head on his belt, I know that's somebody I can trust. Doomslayer is not crazy. He just kills demons, you know, brutally. It's like we know that Doomslayer cares about humans. We see him get pissed off when he sees a dead body in Doom 2016. That's why he's mad.
Hopefully we can find some way to get this cartographer back online.
I actually watched a interview of a Stargate SG-1 actor saying that, yeah, if they remade Stargate, it would be the Space Force. I don't remember them looking too much like Master Chief, though, in Doom Eternal. But you notice that Doomslayer did not actually kill those guys. Because, like, a Space Marine would. A Space Marine, in most Space Marine chapters, is either completely indifferent to human suffering or half feral. There's a few Space Marine chapters that are nice, like the Space Wolves, ironically enough. The Salamanders. The Ultramarines are okay, but they mainly be indifferent. There's individual Ultramarines that are good, like Titus and that Uriel Ventress guy, but most Space Marines would be villains in any other franchise, except for some of the exceptions.
Is that the same signal?
Yes.
Oh, Captain Del Rio, who shows up in this game and becomes a meme.
Please respond.
But one franchise I really like that I don't like any of the expanded media of, well, not much expanded media of, it's Star Trek. It's like Star Trek...
Cartographer should be back.
Star Trek's a weird series in that, like, most of it's good, but a lot of it's bad. Like, the Star Trek books are mostly bad, except for Rise Like Lions, which is set in a completely different continuity. The Mirror Universe continuity. Ironically, it's much more upbeat and happy than the mainline Star Trek continuity. One of the things about, like, Star Trek is, the Star Trek novels are about as dark as 40K almost. Like, the Borg in 2008 got a massive buff, and they invade the Federation. Everybody was like, why doesn't the Borg invade the Federation? Well, they do, and they kill, like, half the population of the Federation. Upbeat! It's the future, man! It's utopia! I swear, I don't know what the writers of Star Trek were thinking when they did that. It was in the books, and it was terrible. Just terrible. Just terrible. And now Star Trek is this abomination of horrible continuity that's going to get retconned, hopefully, eventually, maybe. I actually discovered a really good fanfic that I've been reading the last couple days for Star Trek. But it was found on Reddit, and you know how bad Reddit is. And oh dear, this fanfic, if you ignore the Reddit part of it, it's pretty good. It's like this retelling of the Battle of Wolf 359 from TNG. It's great. It like gets into all the really nerdy details that I love. But man, when it gets Reddit, it gets Reddit. So like, there's a big schism in the Star Trek community as to whether or not STD or Pucard is canon. I personally don't feel like either one of those are canon. They're 25% different anyway. But if you're a Redditor, you have to accept them as canon, because that's what the powers that be say. And so they work that somehow into TNG. I don't know how. Right, so some of the Reddit parts is the president of the Federation during the Borg invasion is an XP for Trump, because of course it was. Of course it would be. Of course it would be. There's references to the Russia-Ukraine war. One of the ships is literally named the Zelensky. I'm not even making that up. That's totally true. The Romulans are the stand-in for the Russians, you know, that sort of thing. But if you ignore that, it's pretty good. It's called The Oral History of the Borg Invasion. Demolition Man, what happens when you have Utopia? Yeah, Utopia is not what you want.
That's it.
I used to be a pretty big... And yeah, Blood Angels can be nice, but a lot of them really aren't, though. And like the Blood Angel, like, recruitment process is pretty cruel. If I'm not mistaken, what happens is a lot of Blood Angels get like stuck in this coffin for a year as they get like transformed into a Space Marine. It's pretty creepy. But I love that armor. Especially like the helmet. The visor isn't giant like it is in Halo 2 and 3.
I got it.
That can't be right. Scan again.
We've already passed through one layer of the planet's surface. It's not crazy to think that someone else made it deeper inside than we did.
You mean the planet's hollow?
Let me see if I can figure out a way to reach these coordinates that doesn't involve us digging a really big hole.
And this is canon from the novel Halo Ghosts of Onyx. I don't get why they stuck that close, but then they really messed up.
What?
I don't know.
If we have a shot at getting you back to infinity, we're taking it.
The UNSC Infinity, he shouldn't know about that because he didn't have the time to learn about that, but whatever. Also, UNSC Infinity is a very childish name. The old names for the Halo ships are much better, like Midsummer's Night or you know, Pillar of Autumn or in Amberclad. Now it's just, it's the Infinity, to infinity and beyond.
What do you know about Infinity?
Not much. She was supposed to be massive, but the project was only in prototype when we left.
Yeah, the UNSC Infinity. I remember when I was waiting for another Halo game. I didn't really expect there to even be another Halo game, to be honest. I came up with my own, like, modern UNSC ship, which I called the Sparta, to be named after Master Chief since he was missing. I still have that ship that I made. It's made out of Legos, but I also added, like, some actual plastic bits. It was my first ever kit bash that I made when I was 17. No, it was 18, I think. I forget when I did that. It had been shortly after Halo 3. I even painted it, which, as a Lego guy, you're not supposed to do, but, I don't care, because I'm a free man! Ship to be called Spaghetti. Pfft. But yeah, the UNSC Sparta. It was the CC-117. I thought it was neat. With a squad strategy system, that'd be pretty awesome. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I think, like, Halo 5 kind of wanted to have that, but they didn't do it. I kind of liked in Halo 5 that they brought back Buck from, ODST, but still, though, the whole idea of, like, hunting down Master Chief, Cortana as the villain, that was just, yeah, pretty bad. UNSC Potato. I don't know. Maybe in the future they might do that. But see, a ship name is very important because ships are some of the coolest things ever. These giant constructions that can actually move. Really, they should have just named it Texas or Sam Houston. Agent Locke. Kind of a missed opportunity, really. They should have, like, poised him as sort of like the darker reflection of Master Chief, but they didn't really do that. They didn't go... I think, like, from what I've seen, they didn't really go hard enough with that, you know? Locke shouldn't have tried to fight, you know, Master Chief. That's kind of like, you know, Batman trying to fist fight Superman without kryptonite. That's just not going to end well. If anything, it would have made more sense for Locke to be like, you know, you're right, Master Chief, we'll help you. That would have been better, I think. But whatever. They had to have more edginess, man. Smacky, smacky. Give me that conch rifle. It's not a bad rifle, but, you know, it's not quite as good as, you know, the Trandosians. The protagonist this game and had the co-op thing. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea to introduce Locke as a new protagonist. But it also makes sense that they would keep Master Chief. Now, I actually had thought about that. For Halo 4, it might have actually made more sense to have a new protagonist trying to find Master Chief. You know, it's like
The Covenant net's going crazy.
have them try to find him, and then maybe Master Chief got captured or something.
I guess we got their attention.
But, you know, I'm just glad they haven't killed off Master Chief. They've killed off so many characters. You know, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. There's too many people getting cucked by Jada. Keep my wife's name out your fuck. Anyway. Come on, charge! Charge! Don't want to get killed by a grunt! Yeah, these, ghosts are kind of weak. I hate the over-designed nature of this ghost. I mean, look at that. Why do they have the spinny thing? That just looks stupid. You know, now that we got improved graphics technology, they make everything overly complicated for what it really needs to be. I like clean designs, not just a techno crap. But yeah, Star Trek is one of those things that it makes sense why its continuity is all over the place, since it started back in 1963. No, 1966. And they've tried to keep continuity with that all the way to present day, and yeah, it doesn't work at all. But even if they did keep the continuity right, Star Trek kind of forgets how powerful it really is. And the Federation is always getting nerfed. That Borg invasion I mentioned, there's this giant fleet of Federation ships, and it loses. And like, the Federation always loses, and it's like, that's bullshit. If they're that powerful, seriously, they should be able to figure something out. Like, the UNSC in this game barely had gravity technology, barely could go FTL, and yet they were able to stand up to the Covenant a little bit, you know, by being really smart. The Federation just doesn't get that smart. Yeah, but I can kind of... Will Smith, you know, imagine you're in a relationship with somebody who clearly doesn't like you. I can see, like, he'd kind of go nuts and then he'd be afraid of, like, losing everything and all the rest. I think his reputation ended up getting rehabilitated somewhat with, like, bad... Oh, crap. Bad Boys 4, I think. Yeah, Gene Roddenberry is, I got some opinions about Gene Roddenberry. Oh, dear. See, everybody loves Gene Roddenberry, but he's not really the creator of Star Trek. It's really the good sci-fi writers they had on tap. And yeah, I saw that interview with Jada Pinkett Smith where she constantly went on about Tupac. It's like, one of the comments was like, you need to find someone who looks at you the way Jada does at Tupac. It's like, yeesh. That's the thing, it's like, there's people that will stay in toxic relationships, and it's always kind of tragic, really. That's my thing, lads and lasses. If you ever find yourself in a toxic relationship, get out. You will find somebody else. Believe me, there's plenty of people out there. You just gotta be in the right place at the right time. Sleeping with their son's friend. What the fuck? Talk about a MILF, I guess, but... yeah, there's bad people out there. Hollywood seems to bring out the worst in people, though. Not everybody in Hollywood is evil, but they're usually pretty bad. I like the story of Michael Caine and how he found his wife by watching a coffee commercial, and he was smitten, and he wanted to find her, and then he did. Like, initially he thought like she was from like Brazil or something, but turns out she actually lived in the UK, and like they met and were married for like 60 years or something. So, not every Hollywood story ends badly. Just most of them. Ugh, never be a beta. See, that's the thing. You don't want to be the nice guy. You want to be the good guy, because there's a difference. That's the thing, like, women aren't necessarily attracted to bad boys, really. Because for one, they don't see them as that. And an actual bad boy would not see themselves as a bad boy. Unless they're, like, performing on, like, or unless they're doing a performative thing. See, like, we're so used to social media today where people, like, do their performative shit. But really, somebody who's, like, the bad boy doesn't think of themselves as that, you know? But the reality is, you want to be the good guy. You don't want to be the nice guy where you're, like, you know, simping for people. Simping is bad. For one, nobody's going to respect you. And for another, you won't be able to respect yourself. The whole idea of getting together with a chick is you want somebody who is, like, a friend. We kind of forget that, like, girl and friend is a compound word. We kind of forget that there's the friend part. If you're friends with somebody, you're not gonna, like, simp for them, you know?
We're about to have our hands full.
And yeah, being a man means you're gonna be kind of bad on occasion and kind of good on occasion. You're a mixture of both. You need to be strong enough to be gentle, but you also need to be strong enough to fight for what you believe in, too. That's the thing, like, the objective when... oh, you bastard. Those bloody sword elites. I love it because this game is actually challenging. I hate it because whenever those goddamn sword bastards show up, you know, you're always out of ammo. It does make you wonder, like, in World War II, imagine you're a dude with an M1 Garand, right? You run out of ammo, and here comes this Japanese dude. He's got a katana, and if you don't reload that rifle fast enough, you are fucked. You're gonna get cut in half. That's one thing that I always hate when people, like, go on about guns being bad. It's like, guns are not good because they hurt people, but swords are okay. It's like, dude, you can get killed with a sword just as easy as with a gun. Getting cut in half does not sound better than getting shot. Just saying. Getting cut in half sounds pretty bad. Part of me would rather stay in a toxic, do all the work ability. Nah, man, that's stupid. You do not want to be in a toxic relationship, because even if you have low self-esteem, being in a toxic relationship, that ruins relationships for you forever, you know? It's supposed to be good, is the idea. Stabby stabby times! You know, grunts, aren't you supposed to be, like, eating people? Why are you running? Why are you running? Just because I'm 7 foot a badass. Okay, I do not have any more plasma. Yeah, it's like you don't need to be in a relationship. You just need to be in a good one. If you gotta be by yourself, be by yourself. Because that is what you gotta do. It knows how to use it effectively. Yeah, but like the M1's not exactly a good melee weapon, though. Maybe your bayonet, but a trained guy with a sword versus a guy with a bayonet, that trained guy with a sword can cut you up pretty bad. Nobody respects people who are passive. That's the main thing. It's not just the females. It's anybody. You gotta have passion. You gotta stab people in a video game with a plasma sword. And I am out of ammo again, game. Can't you give me ammunition? What is this, 2020 all over again? I do not like the storm rifle. Just give us the plasma rifle. Because it's not distinct enough. It just looks like anybody could have drew it. I mean, we got the carbine, and it still looks alright. Shoot him in the back! Shoot him in the back! Oh, you bastard. Yeah, so in that Halo fanfic I mentioned earlier, that Art of War, the writer creates an original character do not steal, where he basically creates a human hunter, as in like a hunter that a human that has the same abilities as a hunter. He has like this big fuck off shield, and they literally and the writer literally has this, you know, this Incredible Hulk wannabe beat the shit out of Master Chief, and I'm like, really, dude? You can't do that. You do not have your original character do not steal beat the shit out of the protagonist for the franchise. Not only is that really cheap, it's gonna get people pissed off. Stab him in the back! Stab him in the back! There we go. So, yeah. Moral of the story, don't have original characters attack classic characters. Disney needs to learn this. Come on, smack him in the back. Okay, well, fine, dude. Looks like he needs to defecate, but he does not have that... A Hassan Piker moment. I do not remember who that is. I assume that's a bad guy. Well, yeah, but relationships are work, but everything in life is work. The more work you put in, the more good you get out. Like, you know, working for several years on a Master Chief costume to get it just right. That's what life's all about. Okay, come on, Hunter dude. Come on. Yeah, I don't like that shield design either. But I do like the sound effect on that fuel rod gun, though. Oh, he's one of those Twitch people. Okay. You know, game, could you give me a gun? If only I had that rocket. There's another Halo fanfic, a good one, where Chief goes to D&D World. And like, god damn it! And one of the hunters who's on Chief's side, like, just melts down a whole bunch of, like, wizards with his, fuel rod gun. It's awesome. Alright, we're gonna stab him. Stabby stab. That armor is shit. Like, that elite armor really is not that impressive. Like, it's just too over-designed. It's just... I like the clean Bungie era armor. Okay, maybe we can get some guns and ammo around here, you know? Yeah, you can't get the rifle on them in the base games, but in SPV3 you can. Oh, SPV3, they got in trouble a long time ago because they the guy who did SPV. For those who don't know what SPV3 is, it's a mod that updates the original Halo via the Halo Custom Edition that shipped with the original PC release. SPV3 added a lot of new weapons, ammo, vehicles, levels, all kinds of stuff. It's a big update mod, but the
They're trying to keep the Covenant out.
but the guy who made it had a lot of Twitter posts of dubious nature. Basically, he said a bunch of stupid woke talking points that pissed everybody off at him. It's one of those art from the artist sort of things. Well, come on, turn around. Let me hit your weak point. Look aquatic and interesting. And yeah, these just... They messed up that shield. It's not big enough. It's supposed to be this giant slab of metal. Yeah, like if somebody becomes your ex, just move on. It doesn't matter what they do. God damn it. Have a grenade, sir. So in the novels, we learn that the reason why hunters show up in pairs is because this is where it gets kind of dark and gets kind of sad. So that hunter pair is a bonded pair of hunters. That's like his brother. So when we shoot him, we kill his brother here, he's gonna be sad because we killed like somebody he's been fighting alongside for like decades. I like that little detail, and it doesn't like make Chief bad. Like how many innocent humans has that hunter killed at this point? A lot. Blast him! Blast him! Stick him with the grenade! Oh, come on! I stuck his back! Finally. Now in the past game... Now see, he's aggroed. He's pissed off. But I don't think he actually... they don't yell in this game. Whereas in the past games they would. Everyone gets a grenade. And yeah, the whole current thing business is always annoying because it all comes off as fake and performative. Well, I stuck his foot. So like in the first book, when Chief has to fight a hunter, he and his squad literally can't take it out. It's too powerful. So what they do is they like shoot the floor in the building they're in and drop it in a down into a basement and then push a pillar on it, and that still doesn't kill him. Yeah, indeed, live your best life. Just live life, man.
Said artifact.
I wonder if it's related to whatever the Covenant are.
Now, one thing about Halo 4 that does get kind of old is we don't actually get to meet up with humans for a big chunk of the game, and it does get a little boring. And they kind of really tease the UNSC Infinity a bit too much. It's like, just let us get there already. I do think Doom 2016 and later Eternal kind of stole a little bit from this game, though. I forgot what I'm supposed to do here. Oh, there we go. Because the portal design in this is a lot like Doom Eternal's. I'm just saying. Huh, I did... Just a reskinned rocket launcher. I did not pay that close attention when I played Infinite. And yes, Chief always has that assault rifle. It's his magic assault rifle. Yeah, I found a foam one of those. It's not made out of rubber. It's made out of foam on Amazon for like 40 bucks. And that really completes that costume. And I do like that design, even if it is a bullpup. If a relationship is toxic, it's where your partner is constantly insulting you or something. There's always that. Or they're constantly trying to one-up you. That sort of thing. It's one of the things, you'll know it when you see it.
Cathedral. This terminus is just one node of a larger transit grid that spans the entire...
Baby got back.
What?
When I tried to access the outlet closest to Infinity's transmissions, the system responded with this.
What is it?
It's Marathon,
It's the Forerunner symbol
which
they
I
reclaimed.
played like 5 seconds of.
Humanity. That's got to be infinity. Can you get us to those coordinates?
I see, like, when you play the game, you don't notice that armor because Steve Downes does such a good job. I wanted to meet Steve Downes, but he's not come to a con in Houston in a long time.
Cortana,
But when he does, oh, you better believe I'm going to show up dressed up as Master Chief.
Can't be right.
It's the Prometheans, the generic villain, the generic foot
set a
soldiers.
waypoint out of the tower. Cortana,
How did... Quick! Into the portal!
Chief, go!
Thump. That looks a lot like the portal from Doom Eternal. It's like, imagine Doomslayers coming the other way. It's like, no, these are robots. They are distinct from demons. They're not hell related. Kill
what
demon?
were those things?
Don't steal my thunder. That's how they'd fight. It's like, don't steal my thunder, Doomslayer. This is my game.
I'm guessing, but it's hard to say without a closer look. Come on, let's figure out where that transit system dumped us.
You would think.
Where's infinity?
This is Requiem's core, all right. But Infinity is definitely not here.
Now, if, once again, baby got back. That is a thick Cortana.
Like a relay.
Like, this first part of the game isn't bad, but man, it does go, it leans too hard into this esoteric crap. It's like, just find the infinity. It's like, it takes them so long to get to the infinity.
Can you get us there?
Opening a gate to the first
Used to be, there were women in games, and women like sexy women. I don't know if you'll know this, but of the females I have been with, they like sexy women as much as, you know, dudes do, you know?
This is the first pylon.
Because females would like to actually, you know, cosplay as a woman.
Hope you don't mind hoofing it a little.
There's plenty of female Cortana cosplayers out there. Because, believe it or not, women do like to look attractive. The same way that men do. You know, I cosplay as Master Chief, or I'm going to this year, now that I finally finished that goddamn costume, because Master Chief is a badass. Women will want to cosplay as a sexy woman because they know it looks good. It's what it is. These activists don't know that because they're sad, pathetic people. So we go from fairly distinct enemies to, we got space dogs and techno crap. One thing I've always found funny about like different franchises though is they always go to this aesthetic. Like Stargate did that when they introduced the Ori, where it's just, you know, silver chrome techno shit.
Similar cortical footprint as the tower AIs. They're connected, all right.
Exactly. It's just, it's all techno crap. That's the issue. I guess because they don't have the artistic. See, that's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy.
Ray of sunshine, isn't he? From that
But
peak under the
after
hood,
that, you just
Hunt
blast him
must
by
be
the
genetic in
bushel.
nature.
More of them.
But usually people are ugly on the inside, and that
Senses.
goes to the
We're about
outside.
get busy.
You know, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell with people's voices. I remember way back in the day, in the ancient days of the 2010s, there was this person in the gaming group, right, that I did not know, that randomly joined a Halo game once. I think it was Halo 3. I was like, who the hell is that? And then you just hear this voice of, like, this voice of pure derision start talking, and it's like, yeah, and they looked about like they sounded. You know, that's why whenever you see these crazy activists, they look about like they sound, you know. They look kind of bad.
When the big ones explode, that momentary flash we're seeing is actually a data burst.
See a Triple X medic? Watch out for crazies.
So far, I've pulled multiple strings referring to the big ones as Promethean Knights.
It's the Promethean Knights!
Things get a bit dense.
Why are they still kind of weak? Okay, so the whole Forerunner thing. So the Forerunners were like this ancient species of, originally they were human, then they became like just random space assholes. They like controlled the galaxy, but my question is this, if they're that advanced, Why am I using an obvious rifle? Originally, they had like technology beyond human understanding and stuff like that. Instead, we just got a rifle and a pistol. So, like, in the original continuity, or before the retcons, to really nerf the Forerunners, like, Chief should not stand even the tiniest shred of a chance against any of these guys. And they certainly wouldn't be using space dogs. But, whatever. It's just one of the things you kind of have to go, like, whatever. I just don't think this was the best direction, but this game's still fun, though. The Didact is still pretty fun, although that's a retcon. Originally, he wasn't a villain, but
We must be getting close to the pylon.
I guess he read Space Twitter for too long and decided to hate on the humans. I mean, I can't exactly fault him for that. You go on Twitter for 5 minutes, it's like, my god, I share a planet with these people? But the thing is, the game's still fun. I still like it. Oh, they're child's toys? I could see that. That'd make more sense. But still, though, it's like, that's like the Forerunner BB gun. It's the Forerunner Red Ryder. You'll put your eye out, kid. Red Ryder does actually have a Twitter, or an X or whatever. And what's kind of funny is they're pretty based. I never actually owned a Red Ryder as a kid. I never really got into BB guns and stuff like that. I mean, they're cool and all, but there's one thing, it's kind of like a mess sort of thing. I had a BB pistol, a Crossman. And me and Gramps would, like, shoot stuff in the garage, like bottle caps and stuff like that. It was fun. My grandfather had a BB pistol that he converted into like an anti-vampire weapon, because he would make these little like stakes that he'd shoot out of it. That was pretty cool. That's pretty sick. If we ever had any vampires show up, they'd have been screwed. Give me some of that sweet ammo. But yeah, going the Forerunner route, just, it's a bit too esoteric, I think, for a Halo game. But then again, they had no idea where to go. Like, the Covenant are defeated, the Flood are defeated. I think what would have made a little more sense to me is if you could have had, like, some smaller scale adventures where you're trying to rebuild the galaxy. And so maybe you fight some Covenant, maybe you fight some humans. Still, though, for what they had to work with, this is not that bad. I'm not going to complain about it. But it's not that bad. They could have done so much worse. Which I know is not much praise, but, well, it's the best we got these days. Yeah, Gramps, he was the best, man. See, everybody's got their heroes. But for me, I had a real life, you know. Gramps was every bit as cool as Master Chief, except he was real. You know? Ugh. Sometimes it barely seems like it is real that he's gone. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, when you reach your 80s, you know, it makes sense that, you know, you die, but, you know, it's still just, it's rough sometimes. You know? It's rough. There's a lot of happy memories. Like, one time when I was, like, 18, we built a little cannon, which is perfectly legal if you use black powder. It's perfectly legal. Built a little cannon. It worked, mostly. Mostly. It didn't blow up. That was the good thing. But, let's just put it this way. Making a cannon is not an easy prospect. So long as it doesn't blow up, you're doing good. But literally just the bullet would kind of just plop out of the cannon. It was kind of hilarious. But it worked! Whenever it doesn't blow up, you know it worked. Feral, oh yeah, Feral Historian, I love that guy. I can see why they made the Banish the main antagonist, Tin Tan Man, because that made a bit of sense.
Something about moving.
But it would have been nice if they introduced the Banish in this game instead of like in an RTS that, unless you're an RTS fan, nobody would have really played.
This long, haven't I?
And yeah, Feral Historian, I love that guy. Yeah, Feral Historian is a YouTube channel that talks about different media and kind of really deconstructs it. He recently did a video on Exo Squad. I actually had a few of the toys as a kid, which is... Exo Squad is kind of like Gundam, but Americanized.
That's the target.
And it was he did a very good job on it. Like, that show was dark. Darker than I remember. And I don't think I would like Feral Historian's version of Exo Squad because he wanted to make it way darker. But his those little drones annoyed the crap out of me in this game. But his critique on it was pretty good. If you've never seen Exo Squad, you can, I think, watch it on different streaming services or media preservation. But it's basically Gundam, but American. Real Forerunners caused the multi-dimensional... Oh, you based the statement on nothing. I thought that was true, though. Yeah, Fatherland and America. Now, that's a... Fatherland is a book and a TV movie from the 90s where, like, the Germans won the war, but the Holocaust is starting to become public knowledge and the German government is trying to keep it secret. It's a pretty cool story. Feral Historian's complaint was that the TV show was too weak sauce because it had a happy ending, whereas the book didn't. I like happy endings, damn it. In more ways than one. And America is kind of like Fatherland, but way darker. America is where, like, the Russians invade and conquer America, and it deals with... it's a TV show, and it deals with the aftermath of that and people collaborating and shit. It's still depressing as fuck, though. I'm not sure I would ever watch that myself. But I liked his video. It's like, he watches it, so you don't have to be depressed. It's like Nostalgia Critic, if he was smart. Fatherland is bad, but Man in the High Castle not only is implausible, but it would be worse. Like, there's no way the Germans could have even gotten across the sea to invade part of the U.S. You gotta remember, you gotta have sea lift capacity. If you ain't got boats, you ain't got shit. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere fast. Because you can't drop people from a plane because they don't have enough supplies to keep running. In the 1940s, there was really no way you could ever invade the U.S. You would have to have such a huge navy that you'd have to neglect something. And the only reason that the U.S. could do it is because they had the U.K. right next to France. And also, all the factories were perfectly safe behind two giant water moats. Yeah, the Natsoks really are kind of a generic villain. Although, there's gonna be a video coming next month where Duke Nukem fights some Natsoks. And it actually is pretty entertaining. Although he mainly fights like some evil, like, Atlanteans, too. Ah, poor Duke Nukem. We're never gonna get a new Duke Nukem game. And it makes me sad. Because imagine Duke Nukem with modern day technology and really good gameplay. Blast him! Smack him! The Finno-Korean hyperwarp. Although a Winter War game might not be bad. There's a game I still need to stream that I haven't gotten around to called Land of War: The Beginning, where it shows the Polish invasion. It's got a lot of Eurojank, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's got a lot of Eurojank. Like, holy crap, it's got the Eurojank, but it's still playable enough, I think. It's like, that's why I can say that Halo 4 is at least fun. We were at least having gameplay. Instead of nothing but cutscenes. Chuck grenade. Do I have any... This game does also get a little repetitive, but once again, I can live with that because that means the game isn't going to be over in like 2 hours. Smashy, smashy. Venturious. Yeah, I downloaded it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Next week, I'm actually going to be streaming Red's Overworld, which is a mod that one of y'all recommended a couple weeks back. That's really good. It's basically what if Call of Duty was good. It's very much an early 2000 style thing with like different objectives you have to complete. It's a great Doom mod. It's basically what if the Soviets somehow had a massive baby boom, or clones, and invaded the world somehow. It gets a little funny. Like, they invade America and conquer, like, the eastern seaboard, and then invade Afghanistan. It's like, they didn't win there the first time. I don't see how they could win a second. Just saying. Press start to win. Yeah, I could see that. I just hope Doom Dark Ages is pretty good. The latest version of Venturas that has the Tibet chapter. I guess I'll have to re-download it because I downloaded it a long time ago. There's too many games and too much adulting. I can't play games. I gotta do my taxes. I gotta renegotiate insurance. It's like, what happened? But at least I still have all my hair. I'm doing better than AVGN. See, AVGN needs to use some of his hard-earned money and, like, get some hair implants. Or at least use a different angle. Because, yeesh. His dome is very distracting, and I mean, I get it. We all... that, you know, if you have bad genetics, you can lose your hair. But, man, just... AVGN, maybe not so many close-ups. Or at the very least, you know, maybe, a wig. Maybe.
They're moving into orbit.
Okay, I think we have to do like another one of these where we shoot those cores and then finally we get out of here. Oh, the Soylent. So yeah, AVGN did some sponsorships for Soylent, which is such a bad name. It's basically some soy-based drink. He can't even drink it in the video. Because, like, it looks like he's trying to retch as he drinks this nasty soy-based shit. But, like, Soylent, not only does it remind you of Soylent Green, it's made of people. But also Stroylent from Quake 4, that's also made of people.
That's the beam control.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ever really do any sponsorships because they all seem really sketchy. Maybe Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends. It's even better than Halo 5. Not that that's hard to do, apparently.
They haven't hit the gravity well yet.
There's still too much interference to warn them.
Okay, Doomslayer, look. Stop stealing my thunder. Just because we killed off Cortana and made her a villain does not mean your game is better than mine.
I was wondering why Infinity hadn't encountered the Covenant yet.
What are they doing here?
So, like, nobody's gonna know what this is. Like, if you're a nerd like me, you will, but, like, for most people, this is gonna be confusing.
Sounds like the Prometheans don't want the Covenant here either.
Let's see.
The
Alright.
battle that's already lighting up with reports
I
of
don't think we're
resistance
gonna
all
get
around the planet.
to, the Infinity today, but we're definitely gonna get out of the core of the planet. Now, how we got to the core, I'm still not sure, because we land what looks like on the surface. I'm not sure how these drop pods are being dropped anyway, but whatever. Had Soylent before. It tastes like chocolate milk mixed with protein powder. You. What if Canada conquered the U.S. in 1812? Now, that would be, I don't think they could have completely conquered it. There would have been a resistance movement. I don't know. We might have had like a North American Afghanistan almost with just an endless amount of internecine conflict. Because by 1812 there was a American identity and a Canadian one, so the Canadians actually didn't do that bad in 1812. Ugh. Current year politics with the Canadians and all the rest. Come on, run! Get over there! See, Chief really needs a chainsword. We need to get Chief a chainsword. Now, once we get through here, we can like blow up some more cores and then blow up the whole like planet core. Qui-Gon, no! Yeah, I've heard that Canada used to be good. I never really had too much desire to like travel to Canada though. It's too cold. Too much snow.
We're almost to the beach.
Go, 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 go! Yeah, see, that would be nice if we did.
Found the opening. We better get up to that relay
The old
fast.
Castro. But yeah, I'm so sick of performative politics, though. It's one thing that gets so tiring, is it's always the current year thing, and everybody's got to panic and shit. Or they got to be like, I stand with current approved thing. It's like, could you people get any more fake? They really nerfed the ghost. Like, this thing does next to no damage. God blast him. Now, I think we might actually get access to the Banshee at some point soon. Which they also, I don't really like how they turned that into more techno crap too. The wings just look too weird. Responsible for why the Geneva Convention kept getting longer. Yeah, I remember the dude that was responsible for the longest sniper shot was Canadian. I think he shot some kind of psychopath with a 50 BMG rifle from like a mile out. I don't know how you even see a mile out, much less hit anything that far.
Power core down. Shield's weak, but still online. Take out the other 2 power cores and we can access the pylon.
Yeah, I wonder though, like how bad that propaganda must have been to get Castro in. I mean, Trudeau in.
Second power core offline.
Or it could just be people that didn't care about politics. Like, I'll just vote for that guy, whatever. There's always that problem. And let's blow up that.
That'll do it. Shield should be down. Get up to that beam.
I would like it if it was, because like all that stuff is so fake. They all have their little loyalty tests, you know, where they gotta say a certain thing, otherwise they'll get cast out like a leper, as the Joker is known to say when he's not busy singing. Thank you very much, Feliz Ado. I do not think we needed to have Joker singing. I'm just saying, that seems like a bit of a strange thing. It's like, should Joker really be doing a big song and dance number? Because when I think Joker, I think song and dance number. Although, to be fair, Joker did do that in Batman '89, but you know that was to Prince, and well, that was not quite as painful. Oh yeah, weed is legal in Canada, isn't it? Would have beat the guy to a pulp? I don't think Doom Guy would have beat the guy to a pulp. Remember, Doom Guy's too nice for that. He would have just said, fuck off. You've done pretty much the same thing Chief did. Because you gotta remember, Doomslayer is strong enough to be gentle, like the Optimus Primes. Captain Del Rio.
Do not enter the planet.
If you can hear us, keep transmitting.
No, Chief, you've got to get that beam down now.
I don't think we're gonna do that, but sorry, Cortana, that ain't gonna happen. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a game. But seriously, Captain, wouldn't it make sense, Mr. Del Rio, to send like a shuttle or like a bunch of shuttles into the planet, and not send your whole, you know, like mile-long ship into a planet? Wouldn't that make sense?
Do you copy?
But this is 2013. Ever since that bloody Jar Jar Abrams, we gotta take ships and put them on the ground, man. Cause like yeah. I don't know why they gotta do that. It's stupid. It's kind of like when Jar Jar made that Rise of Skywalker, where they had all the stupid Star Destroyers coming out of the ground. Okay, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty cool. You know, say what you will about this game, but that looks pretty awesome. That looks really ominous. Doomslayer would say that was like demonic. Because it does look pretty demonic. This is also one of those things that would be utterly impenetrable to a non-fan. It's like, who's the didact? What's a didact? I know who he is, but I'm also a fucking nerd that reads the books. It's like, if you haven't read the books, you are screwed. It's kind of like if you get into D&D. It's like there's so much continuity to get into, and most of it sounds really goofy. Although with that in mind, I will say that my grandfather had a D&D nickname for me, though. He was a big fan of the Dark Elf series with old Drizzt. He would sometimes refer to me as Rumblebelly, which I found kind of funny. Rumblebelly, of course, is the character Regis the Halfling from Drizzt. God damn it. Jackal snipers, am I right? Let's see, like, we're about to get to where I think we're going to get to the Humies. I want to get to that point before we call it a day. Alright, we got him. Yeah, those elites, it's just... Put on some clothes, elites. Seriously.
Is that the signal relay?
Yes. Now we just have to hope we can use it to
Give me that sweet, sweet light rifle. Exactly, like, if you're... What the hell? Really? Really? One moment. I hate it when certain things pop up on your desktop and you can't control it, and it completely makes your controls go haywire. It's like, Windows should not be able to do that. I'm sure there's probably a way I could fix it, but I've been too lazy to do it. Like, really, Windows? Fuck off, I don't want to upgrade to Windows 11. Smacky, smacky. Windows 11, where you have to have... I don't think you have to have a live account. Not a live account, but a Microsoft account. But it's still annoying that that could even be a thing. A slight gravimetric disturbance. Maybe you shouldn't, like, land your entire giant ship inside of a planet. So, like, Steve Downes and, Jerry Taylor, the voice of Cortana, they're actually friends in real life, and they didn't actually meet until this game. If you ever watch any interviews with them, they're pretty awesome.
Infinity, this is Sierra 117 of the UNSC forward unto dawn. Do you copy?
Uh-oh.
Infinity, do you read?
They're gonna forget about him pretty fast. I like how they just stopped fighting.
Chief, let go of the contacts.
Find us an exit.
Don't wait around on my account.
Now, sadly, Chief should be completely outclassed by this guy, and is, but more so than he is. This is another one of those things where, like, if you haven't read the books, you'll have no idea who this guy is, why he's important, how he can just throw Chief around like a rag doll. He's not using the Force. He's literally using, like, a piece of technology. But then again, you wouldn't know that because the game doesn't explain it to you. Now, graphically, this game has aged pretty well. I mean, that does look pretty good, but it's still just...
Fades the great harvest of my betrayer.
I don't think Keith David was in this game, but Keith David was the Arbiter in the past two games.
Your nobility has blinded you, as ever.
I don't think he would say that. It's like, that's just typical villain speech, you know, it's like, your nobility. No one talks like that. He would see himself as noble.
Turning my own guardians, my own world.
And the librarian, nobody's gonna know who that is, unless you read those Cryptum books.
Believes she could protect her pets from me forever. If you haven't mastered even these primitives, then man has not attained the mantle.
The Arbiter becomes like the leader of the Sangheli, aka the Elites, and forms the Swords of Sanghelios in Halo 5, which is very underutilized from what I've heard and have seen in, like, cutscenes.
But now it has abandoned you. The Foreigners have returned.
Well, by Forerunners, I mean just me, because he's the only Forerunner that actually returns.
Is now yours.
And see, like, this is where they wrote themselves into a corner, because he should just drop him straight down. But no, he throws him against the wall, so he doesn't fall far enough to get hurt.
Slip space rupture. Chief, move. Chief, please. We've got to go.
All the AI surveillance? Okay.
Infinity's signal to get us to release him.
Linux is one of those things that if you...
What's happening?
If you're...
Moving the satellite stabilize the core.
If you're lazy like me, Linux is annoying because you got to remember all those commands for the terminal.
Out of here before the whole network collapses.
And so, you know, you can actually dual boot Windows and Linux with,
Hang on.
is that Boot Camp or is that Wine? I can't remember. Maybe it's both. But yeah, you know, like Linux can be better in some ways and worse in a lot of ways than Windows. It's just not as convenient. Weirdly enough, I can emulate Terminator 2 Arcade on Linux, but I can't on Windows, which is really annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the last minute. Sorry, grunts, you guys are screwed. Yeah, in one of the books they make a grunt a character, and it's actually a pretty cool character. They did a lot to really flesh out the world, but 343, despite utterly destroying canon in the first 5 seconds of this game, they stick to it too closely. It's like, don't mention the librarian. People are gonna be confused.
Emergency broadcast from Infinity.
Oh crap. But see, this is still awesome though. This is still really, really impressive. Oh, come on, no.
We need to get up there.
This is still really impressive, and it's still a game. We're still playing video games. Instead of this being a cutscene, or a, you know, it's like a quick time event, you still gotta drive your little, you know, space car. Smashy, smashy. So 343, I think, did a perfectly adequate job here. Oh crap! Come on, Chief.
Door's not going to last much longer.
Oh, shut up, Cortana. You're just lucky you're sexy.
Portal up ahead.
Now, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think, like, Mass Effect took a lot from Halo. Because, like, the Turians look like elites. The Citadel looks a lot like a Halo.
Whoa, cowboy.
It's like the Star Treks.
Chief, there.
You can still get some malware with Linux, but it is a little less likely. But man, learning that terminal, ugh, I thought I'd never figure it out. Sudo and sudo bash and all the rest.
This is the captain of the UNSC Infinity. Unknown entity has seized control of our ship. We're without power. We're on a collision course with an unidentified Forerunner planet.
Everybody thinks that's really impressive, but if that ship crashes, it would destroy. It would die. It would blow up. Xbox and Xbox 360 is very
Impact predicted.
difficult to emulate.
Due north.
You'd be better off just playing the PC versions of that. I do like that armor.
You know where he's heading.
Same place we are.
I'd always heard that Harlan Ellison was a bit of an asshole. A bit litigious. They tried to cancel him with the Me Too thing a while back. I think they tried to cancel James Cameron, but he's got too much monies. Sonic Unleashed led to of course that would do that.
Stay low. Recon sortie heading.
So if you're ever gonna build a Halo 4 Master Chief costume, words of the wise, getting those shoulder pads at the right height, not easy. They're higher up than they look.
Tells me that's only because the Didact wanted it that way.
Took me forever to figure that out. So many cosplayers that do cosplay as this version of Chief, they always have them upside down for some reason. It is easy to make them upside down because you don't really know where they would go, unless you're a nerd like me.
Light up their friend or foe tags. We're gonna need something to zero in on.
I have no mouth and I must scream. It's not bad. It's like...
IFF tag. Painting the closest one.
That scan's the same.
There was even a point-and-click adventure game that I think had a happier ending than the short story.
Infinity to Commander Lasky. We've lost contact with your Pelican. Report in.
They must
If you ever wanted to buy a Mega Bloks Pelican, damn, we're talking hundreds of dollars. They ain't cheap. Years ago. A Boy and His Dog, I remember that. I've not actually seen the movie, though. Yeah, hard science fiction, like what Harlan Ellison makes, is
Check his IFF tag.
is pretty hardcore.
The tag ID
Really
is
hardcore.
Halo J.
Then Lasky's still out there.
I'm not a big fan of hardcore fiction like that myself. I can appreciate the quality of the story, but that's not what I go to read. I like stuff like Halo, where it can be really dark, but ultimately hopeful. And that's generally what I prefer, is hopeful works. Like, you can have, like, characters die and shit, but I want something that makes me happy, you know? Where Master Chief gets to insert his USB stick into Cortana's USB-C. I'm just saying. You know, it's like, they could get together. Oh man, that Halo TV show made it so bad, though. They had Master Cheeks literally have sexual intercourse with a prisoner of war, which is against every law known to man, and Master Chief would never do this. It pissed off a lot of people, including me. It's like, really, we do not need to see Master Chief engaging in sexual activity outside of very special places on the internet. Very, very special places on the internet. It's like, that is just wrong. It's wrong. People really think that 40K is dark. Like, it's really not. Like, you think the demuncula are bad. You read some, like, regular, like, hard SF. Oh, man, it's gonna be way worse than that. The Z-Lee sequence. I tried to read that, and it just, no. The Z-Lee sequence has a faction worse than the Imperium of Man. It makes the Imperium of Man look like the UNSC, almost. Sporting Clays! Damn you, Space Dog. Still don't know why the Forerunners would use a Space Dog, but whatever. Too much fiction today is way too dark for, like, what it is. Even this game gets a little too dark, because we actually see some people get, like, their skin, like, cut off. Or melted off, rather.
Dropped on the ground over there.
Could it be a thing? For multiplayer? That's not really necessary? Yeah, I'm almost out of DMR, so we'll use the Space Sniper Rifle.
Using to see through the fog.
Yeah, Looney Tunes has aged remarkably well, even though a lot of the cultural connotation will be gone just because, well, that stuff is from the 30s. Almost 100 years ago. That's gonna make people feel old. Back in my day, we didn't even know what a computer was. Iron Lung or something like that. And it dwells on the heat death of the universe. I'm not so sure there's going to be a heat death of the universe, just because humanity has only had technology or the ability to even consider stuff like that for like the last 200 years. I think that a lot of these scientific theories are going to change over time once technology improves. Yeah, Tom and Jerry's good too. There's actually a Halo meme with Tom and Jerry. Let's see how much we got. 10 minutes. I want to at least get to Palmer before I call it a day, so I can complain about that a little bit. It's because they had to have a dig at Master Chief, saying that Master Chief isn't that tall. It's like, Master Chief is literally almost 8 feet tall in this armor, whereas Palmer looks like she's a good 5'4", which is tall for a female, but still. The thicket, Cortana? I think we're almost to the Humies. Now, what you could have done with this game to kind of like not blow your load on Master Chief is you have Palmer and maybe Locke. Ooh, that'd actually be a pretty neat story. You could have Spartan Locke start out as like this real hero-worshipping guy, really loves Master Chief, but over the course of the next trilogy, he gets a little more jaded, or maybe learns that Master Chief is human, and you could have Palmer be there as like the wise commander or something. You could have done it a little differently and had that work. I'm still happy that Master Chief is the main character, though. You see a frog. Oh my. Robot chicken sketches. I never really got into the Archie comics. I like sci-fi and some fantasy, so human interest stuff never interested me. This story could be worse, but it's still alright. But yeah, the Halo 5 and 6 just... Halo 6 had a lot of potential with Atriox and all that, but they just didn't go anywhere with it. And Brohammer is just so over-dramatic. It's like, Chief, you gotta help me, Chief. It's like, calm down, take some Prozac or something. But I think we need Chief for right now, you know? We needed this character to still exist. But you could decouple Halo from Chief at some point with proper writing. With proper writing. Kind of like what Dark Forces did with Kyle Katarn. You know, Kyle Katarn became the mentor, and then the player character became his apprentice. So maybe you could even have Locke as like Chief's apprentice or something. That could have worked. Any number of things like that.
But where's whoever it belongs to?
Halo Wars. I played the first game, but not the second, so I can't really comment too much on it. The first game was alright, though. Oh. Yeah.
Multiple IDs. Chief, they're friendlies.
We couldn't hear them through the door? I do like how they do not point any guns at Chief. Because they know that'd be a...
We're gonna have to give you an IOU on that welcome home party. Tom Lasky, First Officer of the Infinity.
So he got a lot of expansion in the Forward Unto Dawn animated series, which I've not seen. Of course she doesn't have a helmet on, because that's... We have to see your face.
I thought you'd be taller.
I think it's raining outside.
Commander, radio's hot.
Our 30s radio works. So, this game was going to have a new voice cast, and I actually heard some of it from a leaked beta. Originally, Cortana was going to be revoiced by Jennifer Hale, and Chief was going to be voiced by Stephen Blum. And hello, Triple X Medic. Hold on, I'm about to be done. So, Chief being voiced by Stephen Blum sounds pretty good, and Jennifer Hale's Cortana doesn't sound bad either. I'm glad they kept the original voice actors, but it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse, you know. If Steve Downs doesn't want to ever come back as Chief again, I could go for Stephen Blum as Master Chief.
I don't know if it's too soon to ask you for a favor, but we're gonna run out of breathing room here real quick. I don't suppose you're any good at clearing LZs.
On occasion. I'll send out an all clear once the area's
And yeah, major characters need helmets.
A topographical scan of the area shows a
Troy
break in the
Baker is
foliage
chief.
north.
Ugh.
Should be big enough to bring in a dropship for evac.
Alright, it's a bit earlier than I normally like to do, but I'm going to go ahead and call it now just because this next mission would take a while. And I need to check the plumbing because I'm about to die. Noah North is the future Master Chief. Oh god, no. Please god, no. A wisecracking Master Chief. I could see it happening. In any event, lads and lasses, I'm General Lotz. Next week, we're going to take a look at a Doom mod called Red's Overworld, which is basically COD, but if it was good. Until then, I'm going to wish you good Halo 4, good Halo 3, whatever. Make sure